If you work with Magento, you'll probably have more than one instance of your web shop. At least you should have a testing instance where you can try out new features. It is certain that almost every stakeholder can access this instance and probably will change the system configuration without consideration of the consequences. After a certain time, you will have divergent system configurations. To get consistency between them, we developed a Magento extension called System-Config-Diff. This extension compares the system configuration, CMS pages and CMS blocks of two Magento instances and calculates the differences between them. The extension is installed on two systems and communicates over the Magento web service to get the data of the other system. Therefore, on the backend, you have to provide the web service address as well as the credentials. To differentiate between both systems, you can declare a name for both that will be displayed in the diff overview. You can see the diffs under System-Config-Diff in a table. It is divided in System.xml and Config.xml as well as CMS pages and blocks. A new diff will be generated if you click on New Diff on the top right. The extension is now asking the web service of the other system to get the necessary data. You now see the diffs between both systems. Every entry has a scope name and the configuration path as well as the configuration values of both systems. With a click on one entry, you can see all the details in a little pop-up. Under CMS pages, you will see all the differences between the CMS pages, which are displayed by the page identifier and the store name they belong to. The same applies to CMS blocks. Here we see a block which exists on one system but not on the other one. In the backend under System Configuration, you can see the differences more intuitive. On the top left in the scope switcher, we can see problems indicated by the red dots. Once you click on a tab with exclamation mark, you see the areas where diffs exist marked as red. If you open a section, you see the configuration of this system as usual on the left and the configuration of the other system on the right. With a click on Replace Config, you can easily adapt the configuration of the other system without saving it by hand. There are configurations which will hardly be identical, for instance the base URL of your shop. It would be irritating or confusing if this diff will be shown every time. Therefore, under Tech-Division System-Config-Diff, you can add the configuration paths you want to ignore for diff displaying. But they still will be visible in the table overview. After saving, you will see the ignored diff has been disappeared.